Tonight, we start off by taking a look at a celebration of culture being held right here on the Plains, as well as several of the Halloween festivities to fill the student body with some chills and thrills.
We'll also take a look nationally by updating you on the current state of conflict in Israel and information on the perpetrator of last week's mass shooting in Maine. Finally, you'll get an Auburn sports update and the pet of the week.
All of that and more is coming up next on Eagle Eye's Monday News at 6. Good evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm John Huff.
And I'm MaKayla Kersh. Interested in learning about other cultures? How about filling up on some delicious food? The International Student Organization has got you covered with the ISO Peace Dinner. Students, faculty, and staff are invited to the Student Activity Center for a night of fellowship and cuisine from more than 15 countries. The organization's mission is to promote meaningful interaction throughout the student body, closing the gap between Auburn's international and domestic students. The ISO Peace Dinner does just that, with more than 700 students in attendance at last year's event. The event will last from 5:30 until 7:30 on Thursday, so make sure you save your appetite for dinner. See you there.
A night of wrapped up into one, UPC's Haunting on the Plains offered students sweet treats, scary tricks, and a movie night with Disney's newest version of the Haunted Mansion. Kinsley Davis powered through the event's haunted house to give us all the grisly details.
Auburn University's Program Council is getting into the Halloween spirit as they host Haunting on the Plains. Join me, reporter Kinsley Davis, as we unpack this night full of fun fall festivities. UPC's Tiger Night has so much to offer, from a screening of the Haunted Mansion, a haunted house, pumpkin decorating, and fall festive treats. Join me as I go through the haunted house so you don't have to. Let's see what's in store. Oh God. Please tell me we're near the end at this point, because I'm terrified. Y'all, I'm like so close. My pleasure. It is my. Lindsay, what are you most excited about for UPC's Tiger Night tonight?
My favorite thing is going through the haunted house, because I don't get scared easily.
I'll give you a heads up. It's pretty scary, but we'll see. I'll check back with you. If you missed tonight, you sure did miss a spooky one, but make sure you stay up to date with UPC on their socials. I'm Kinsley Davis, reporting live for Eagle Eye TV. Good night, Auburn.
Trick or treat, boils and goils. Halloween is tomorrow night, and you better believe the Auburn family will be celebrating. For students wishing to relive the good old days of running around their neighborhoods in costumes and getting snacks and scares at each door, the annual Quad Trick or Treat program is the perfect event to get involved. Beginning at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, residential assistants will be lining the porches of the Quad neighborhood, offering those who dare Halloween candy until 8. It's sure to be a spooky good time.
Calling all Auburn student organizations. Nomination applications for Miss Auburn have opened up, searching for the perfect undergrad candidate to serve as a hostess and representative for the university and its guests. Eligibility requirements for the nomination include a cumulative 2.5 GPA, full-time enrollment, being a third-year student with 60 hours of completed coursework with at least 2 semesters and 24 of those hours completed right here on the Plains. Nominations close November 16th at 4:45 p.m., and they will be collected from aub.ie/nominate Miss Auburn. Best of luck, everyone.
A Saturday spent in Jordan-Hare Stadium is one full of school spirit, cheering fans, and of course, Shakers. Eagle Eye's Allison Ferran attended the weekend's Shaker distribution to give us the inside scoop. Let's take a look.
Every Friday before a home game, SGA members take to Jordan-Hare Stadium to prepare the student section with our beloved tradition of blue and orange Shakers.
First of all, SGA is the one who supplies all the Shakers in the stadium, so we have to put them out, and it's a fun way to get in the stadium a little bit early and just get the student section ready for the school spirit of game day. And it's really fun because we invite everyone, so SGA members and also just people from across campus can volunteer and put them out with us.
The Shakers are placed at the end of each row of the student sections in both the upper and lower levels to encourage students to cheer on our Tigers.
Well, I think that Shaker distribution is a big thing that contributes to game days. And, I mean, who doesn't love being here at Auburn and getting to shake a Shaker every weekend? It's really fun, and you get to walk around the stadium, which is awesome.
The Shaker distribution team meets at Gate 9 of Jordan-Hare Stadium at 3 o'clock every Friday before home games.
When we come back, we'll inform you on the war in Israel and a Massachusetts mass shooting. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
The United Nations Security Council is holding an emergency meeting Monday. Sources say the United Arab Emirates will seek a resolution from the other members that calls for a, quote, immediate humanitarian pause in the war between Israel and Hamas. John Loring reports.
The UN warns the weeks of siege and bombardment are taking a toll on Gaza.
There is no bread, there is no gas, there is no food. Simple food. We can't even sort it out for the children.
Over the weekend, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said his country has started the second stage of its war against Hamas.
The war inside the Strip is going to be long, and we are ready for it. This is our second independence war. We are going to fight for the homeland, and we won't withdraw.
Israeli airstrikes have already done extensive damage to the region, and the Palestinian Red Crescent Society is accusing Israel of purposely launching attacks near the second largest hospital in Gaza City.
We were not safe. We are not living like normal people. We would like to go back to our homes. The Zionist occupation destroyed our life.
According to the United Nations, civil order is shrinking in Gaza, and U.S. officials say there's a chance this war in the Mideast could expand.
Hamas is making life extremely difficult for Israel by taking civilians as human shields and by putting their rocket infrastructure and terrorist infrastructure among civilians. That creates an added burden for Israel.
The death toll in Gaza from this war is more than 7,900 as of Sunday, according to the Palestinian Ministry of Health. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
A manhunt in Massachusetts after a deadly shooting on the campus of Worcester State University over the weekend. Police say the gunfire doesn't appear to be random and that the suspect and the victim apparently knew each other. But students at the college are still on edge as classes were canceled Monday. Brianna Borghi has more.
And I was kind of panicked. I've never heard of anything happening here like this, so it's kind of pretty surprising.
Students at Worcester State University on edge as police continue searching for this man, 18-year-old Kevin Rodriguez, wanted on charges of unlawful possession of a gun and armed assault with intent to murder.
It's crazy. It's scary, to be honest.
This cell phone video shows the violence unfolding in a campus parking lot around 2:30 Saturday morning. 19-year-old Randy Armando Melendez Jr. from Southbridge was killed. A 21-year-old man was also taken to the hospital. He is expected to survive. According to the district attorney, none of the people involved in the shooting attend Worcester State. Here on campus, police are stepping up patrols. The university choosing to cancel classes after hearing concerns from students in a Zoom meeting Sunday night.
Sometimes we can't be safe anywhere. I feel safer not having classes like right now.
We're hearing from survivors of the mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine last week. 18 people were killed when a lone gunman opened fire at a bowling alley and bar on Wednesday. It was the deadliest mass shooting of the year and also left 13 people injured. One of those survivors is now speaking out about the horror she experienced during the rampage. Paul Burton reports.
I didn't think I'd get out alive, but I did, and I'm grateful. And many people didn't, and my hearts just go out to those families that lost loved ones there.
Jennifer Zanka is thankful to be alive. She was one of the many people who was injured in the Lewiston mass shootings.
I was shot in the arm, and it was a assault rifle, and it went through my shoulder. It shattered my humerus, and my bicep is kind of gone, and up and back here is too.
Zanka says she was enjoying dinner with 3 of her friends at Schmenge's Bar and Grill when the shooting started.
The horror, the terror was horrible. We all went to the ground. We crawled around a wall, but that's when I was hit, and I followed one of the other girls I was with. Someone asked me how I crawled. I'm pure adrenaline. It's horrific. It's just beyond what I ever could have imagined happening.
The retired nurse and mother of 2 children said she ran outside and hid behind a dumpster until police arrived. And it was a nearby neighbor who drove her to the hospital.
At that point, I didn't really think I would make it. I knew I was hit, and I thought I was bleeding pretty badly.
Jennifer says all 3 of her friends made it out alive. She says she refuses to let this tragedy define her life or cause her to live in fear. And she says the outpouring of love she's received from the community has been heartwarming.
It's overwhelming, and the Lewiston community, and it's indescribable, really. In some ways, I'm so thankful, but in some ways, I'm so sad for the people that aren't here with us anymore. Like, I made it out and just never thought it could happen here in Maine.
Artificial intelligence has great power, but with great power comes great responsibility. The Biden administration announcing a new executive order today aimed at keeping AI's power constrained and the technology developers accountable. Mike Valerio takes a look at the problems and prospects of AI and how the federal government is responding to the need for regulation.
Artificial intelligence technology is advancing rapidly, and the federal government is scrambling to keep up.
I'm about to sign an executive order that is the most significant action any government anywhere in the world has ever taken on AI safety, security, and trust.
The White House unveiling a sweeping new executive order Monday aimed at mitigating the risks of AI while also harnessing its potential.
To realize the promise of AI and avoid the risk, we need to govern this technology.
According to the Biden administration, the order will require all AI developers to share results of their safety tests with the federal government before they're released to the public, compel companies to notify the government if an AI model in development poses national security, economic, or health risks, ease immigration barriers for skilled workers to study and stay in the U.S., establish standards to prevent AI production of dangerous biological materials, and develop best practices to minimize the risks of AI displacing human workers. Among a number of other key concerns, Harvard's Bruce Schneier says getting AI regulation right is critical.
They're not freewheeling technologies. They're more like pharmaceuticals. You get them wrong and people die.
He says AI has the potential to transform the way we live and work for the better if the technology is kept in check.
This is going to be the beginning of a very long international process, but it's a start, and it's an important start.
I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
When we come back, we'll give you the sports update from last week with Jack Corbett. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye TV Monday News at 6. My name is Jack Corbett, and we got a lot to cover, so let's hop straight into some Auburn sports. Although the water is cold in October, we're going to take a plunge into the pool and start with some swimming. The Tigers were in Columbia, Missouri to face Mizzou in Indiana, and by the final lap, both the men's and women's teams were defeated by Indiana, yet dominated Missouri. Some notable performances by the Tigers include Michael Bonson, who finished second place in both the 200 and 500 meter freestyle, and Nate Stoffel, who took second in the 100 and third in the 200 in backstroke. Moving over to soccer, it was a huge week for the Tigers. In order to qualify for the SEC tournament, Auburn had to either beat or tie Georgia on Thursday, and the game ended in a 0-0 tie, which landed the Tigers the 8th seed in the SEC tournament. Yesterday, the Tigers began tournament play, and there was some magic in the Pensacola air. Auburn faced Tennessee and beat them 2-1 behind goals from redshirt senior Becky Contreras and junior Haley Duca. Their absolute clutchness helped Auburn advance to the next round of the tournament, where they will face the same number 6 Arkansas team that they upset earlier this season. In volleyball news, the Tigers were allergic to losing this weekend as they took 2 huge SEC wins against Georgia and Alabama. First, against UGA, Auburn scraped out a 5-set victory, and then yesterday in the Iron Bowl, Auburn won in 4 sets. This weekend was a showcase of sheer dominance, as Madison Shear was racking up kills like she was in a Fortnite lobby. She collected 24 kills against UGA and 21 more against Bama to help the Tigers win 2 victory royales. Finally, let's travel to Jordan-Hare and get to some football. Auburn faced Mississippi State Saturday, and the Tigers were looking to get back into the win column after a disappointing 4-game skid, and it was safe to say they were going to do just that. Auburn's offense came out kicking it, jumping to an early 14-3 lead after only the first quarter and never looking back. Auburn won the game 27-13 behind a stellar performance from quarterback Peyton Thorne, who showcased his passing game as he converted 230 yards and 3 touchdowns. This has been Jack Corbett, and you're watching EUI TV News at 6.
It's Halloween weekend, and not even Taylor Swift can stop a horror movie from topping the weekend box office. David Daniel has the early estimates for the top 5 films in theaters.
Sometimes I hear her voice. You light a candle.
The Exorcist Believer fell 2 spots to 5th place on ticket sales of $3.1 million. After Death, about people claiming life-after-death experiences, opened in 4th place with $5.1 million. Killers of the Flower Moon moved down to 3rd place, pulling in $9 million. How does that sound? Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, lost the top spot, but $14.7 million gave it a domestic total of $149 million, and it's the first concert film ever to top $200 million globally.
Hello?
A spooktacular start for Five Nights at Freddy's. The fright flick based on the video game series scared up $78 million to win the weekend. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Curious kid finds himself stuck on a tiny ledge over busy New York City train tracks. Luckily, a pair of brave cops were there to spring into action. Jeremy Roth has today's. Take a look at this.
Like something out of a suspense thriller, police in New York rushed to save a teen dangling from a bridge as a nearby train was bearing down. Responding NYPD officers say the teenager had climbed over this bridge barrier to get a closer look at the trains below and then became stuck on the tiny outer ledge. Come on, give me a hand. As officers reached to pull him up, the tension was ratcheted up as an approaching train blared its horn. After some tense moments, the rescuers were able to finally safely secure the teen, who was visibly shaken, but no worse for wear. In Colorado, a security worker had a very scary close encounter with a bear that wandered into an Aspen resort. You can see the guard investigating when suddenly the bear jumps out and gives a violent scratch and shove, knocking the guard to the ground. The bear escaped, but was later located and dealt with by animal control officials. As for the guard, he was treated for scratches from this furry intruder's ferocious forearm shiver. And from a bear to a tiger, oh my. But this tiger is no ordinary Oklahoma middle school mascot. While pumping up the crowd at a football pep rally, the tiger zeroes in on one student who shies away. But apprehension turns to emotion when it's revealed it's actually her dad, just home from serving for months overseas with the Oklahoma National Guard. A surprise the soldier dad cooked up with the help of his wife.
I instantly started crying. It was overwhelming emotion.
I loved it.
Family immediately moved on to their 2 youngest kids to deliver similar soldier surprises at their schools. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Baby, 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 oh. That's what Care Humane Society's Pet of the Week, Baby, will have you singing every time she's around. A little bit shy sometimes, this sweet 5-year-old radiates a unique charm that is sure to fit in perfectly with any family. When she's not playing fetch with tennis balls, Baby is always ready to relax with a nice little cuddle session on a warm blanket. Quiet, calm, and potty trained, a lack of monthly prevention has unfortunately left her heartworm positive. Fear not, though, because if you adopt her, Care Humane Society will help you in covering a portion of the treatment cost. Give this lovely girl a chance and apply for her today.
We're out of time, but for more Auburn news, head over to our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, and check out our social media pages. I'm John Huff.
And I'm MaKayla Kersh. Thank you for watching, and War Eagle.